Hey friend, what's up? How you doing? Did you watch the Grammys? Can we talk about the Grammys real quick? So the 59th annual Grammy Awards was Sunday evening, and it was a pretty decent show for a show that kind of has like its hit and misses, sometimes good, sometimes, throughout the show it's like up and then it's down and it's up and then it's down, and you're sitting there forever waiting for your favorite artist to, come up and present or accept an award or perform. But this year it was pretty decent. They had a nice lineup of performances, and James Corden was a fantastic host. I feel like he just really kept the show, kept it moving along. So the show opens up. We have Adele singing her hit song, Hello. And she is up there in a Givenchy gown looking stunning. She looked absolutely elegant. The performance was decent. She gave us, what Adele does. Adele gets up on stage with her voice and a microphone and she gives us a song. And I love that about her. I love that we have somebody in this generation who can just get up there with a microphone and a voice and just do it. There's kind of like an elite group of people who who don't need a sparkly outfit. They don't need backup dancers or any type of theatrics or pyrotechnics or anything. They can just get up there with their voice. That's, like Whitney and Celine and Mariah, Patty and Aretha. People who really don't give you, choreography, but that voice is enough to where you just want to sit there and be mesmerized by it. Best New Artist is the first award of the night. It was presented by Jennifer Lopez, who looked absolutely stunning. She was wearing Ralph and Russo. Loved her outfit. She was definitely on one of my best dresses, but she always kills it. Every time there is an award show or red carpet, Jennifer Lopez serves it. She serves it every single time. It's expected of her. Let's not forget that legendary Versace dress, which I believe she wore to the Grammys. What was that, like 2002 maybe? I don't remember, but y'all know which one I was talking about, the green one, okay? So Best New Artist, I was going for Chance the Rapper and Anderson .Paak. Those were my two favorites in the category. I think the Chainsmokers was in it. I thought that maybe it could have gone to them, but I was rooting for Anderson and Chance, and it went to my boy Chance the Rapper. So that was his first award. Super happy to see it go to him because he's an independent artist doing this on his own, and the movement that he has created on his own. It's amazing. It's amazing to see. It shows that anything is possible, and his music is good. The Coloring Book was a great album. I love what he represents. I love his spirit, all of that. So I was happy to see that the award went to him. And he claimed his victory in the name of the Lord. He was up there praising the Lord every time he hit that stage, even when he hit it for his performance. But we'll talk about that later. Miss Paris Jackson comes out, the daughter of the late, great Michael Jackson. And she looked great. For all that she has been through, all the demons that she has faced, she looked absolutely fantastic. She looked healthy. She looked happy. She looked super positive. I loved to see her all tatted up and stuff. She was like, hey guys, it would be dope to see the type of energy at the Dakota Access Pipeline protest. And I was like, yes, girl, you better represent. That's a total Michael Jackson thing. He was totally down for the cause. So, I thought that was awesome. So she was up there to introduce The Weeknd, who was performing next with Daft Punk. I kind of had a moment where I was like, okay, I see what you guys are doing there, because The Weeknd is always constantly being compared to Michael Jackson. And it irritates me because that is not just it's not just a comparison that you can just throw out there. You can't just throw that on anybody, because Michael Jackson was working in this industry from the time he was like 5 years old to up to his death. You know what I'm saying? And he mastered it. He was the king of pop. I think that his falsetto, The Weeknd's falsetto, it's comparable. It definitely is comparable in that sense. But to just be like, oh, Michael Jackson, no. Let's not do it. So that's not what they were trying to do there. The Weeknd, he gave a great performance. He did the song off his latest album, I Feel It Coming. Love the track. I think it's super dope. It has a great, it has a nice little summer feel to it. Keith Urban and Carrie Underwood. And they performed their new song that they have together. It is super cute. Love it. I think it's a cute little country bop. Another track that I could see bumping over the summer. Nick Jonas, he came out in a Balmain jacket. I believe it was, whose jacket was by, looking scrumptious. I love me some Nick Jonas, y'all. He's a really great artist in itself. His music is very soulful. I love I love what he has to offer, so I can't wait to see what else he's got going on. His new track that is on the 50 Shades of Grey soundtrack with Nicki Minaj, not Bitty Bitty Bum Bum, I think it's called Bum Bitty Bitty or something like that. Anyways, it's a good track, so definitely check that out. Nick Jonas comes out, he presented Best Pop Duo Performance, which should have been Rihanna's first award of the evening of many, because Work? Are you guys serious? You cannot tell me that you went anywhere without hearing Work. Every time that you turn on the radio, Work was playing. Every time that you were on the internet, you came across somebody dancing to that song or doing something to that song. Like, Work was huge. Absolutely huge. So, I thought that it would have been to Rihanna, but it went to 21 Pilots for their song Stressed Out. Okay, my cat is trying to be all up in this video, y'all. It went to 21 Pilots for their song Stressed Out. I like 21 Pilots. I like the Stressed Out song. It was super relatable, especially at this point in my adulting life. But as far as being the best out of that category, I just was like, no. But they came up there and they kind of reminded me of like back in the day, like Blink-182 or somebody, because they came up there in their draws to accept the award, and it was a cute story behind it. They said, when it was time, they were sitting around with their friends watching Grammys, and they said, hey, if we ever get to win a Grammy, we should go up there just like this in their draws. So they did. I thought that was dope. So then we have Ed Sheeran, y'all. Ed Sheeran is back with a new track. Ed Sheeran was at his best. He's always at his best when he is on stage with him and a guitar. But this time he was kind of like a one-man band. He had a lot going on up there. He was recreating his new song called The Shape of You, which is going to be another summer jam. Expect to hear that, okay? I'm telling you, that song is going to be all over pop radio. It's super dope. It has a nice dance hall feel to it, which is kind of like a theme in pop music right now. I don't know what's going on with that, but everybody's having reggae and dance hall influences. It's kind of dope. I wish that we had some more poppin' reggae and dance hall artists in the mainstream, but that's a story for another time. Then we had a performance from Kelsea Ballerini and Lucas Graham. They sounded great together. This is usually when like the Grammys kind of like tones it down a little bit. It seemed really early to tone it down, but I guess Beyonce was coming up, so they were like, let's simmer down, let's keep them calm, before the Queen Bee comes out. So Kelsea Ballerini and Lucas Graham, they got up there and they did a combination of her song Fly Away, which is a really dope song, and his song, which, oh my goodness, I didn't write down his song, but you know the song. Once I was 7 years old, my do. So just a little sample there. You know what I'm talking about. I know you've heard that song, and they sounded great together. That boy has so much soul in his voice, so much soul. He has been here before. I definitely want to check out some more of Lucas Graham's music for sure, and I'll probably check out Kelsea Ballerini's too. Mama Tina came out to introduce her daughter Beyonce. And she also shouted out Solange. She went off the teleprompter, shouted out Solange for winning earlier that night. And Beyonce, every single time I sit here when she is supposed to be performing, and I think like, what else could she possibly do? You know what I'm saying? Like, she has done so much as far as performing and visuals. It's like, and she's been in this game almost 20 years between Destiny's Child and her solo career, and it's like, what more could she possibly do? And every single time she goes out there and puts so much thought and effort into these performances, and I'm so thankful that we have an artist that really truly cares about their live performances the way that Beyonce does. The visuals are super intricate. We see a pregnant Beyonce in like beautiful gold garb, looking like an Indian princess or something. Like, she looked absolutely amazing. And turns out that was kind of like a hologram, because then we see Beyonce in a whole nother look, kind of serving us like regal, I don't want to say Mother Teresa, but just very, I don't know, she looked great. She looked very regal, super elegant, like a queen, that's royalty. That's the word that I'm looking for. She looked like royalty. And then we see the hologram again with little hologram Blue Ivy running around, and then we see Mama Tina, and she's up there in yellow, and we see 3 generations of Knowles women with Mama Tina, Beyonce, and Blue Ivy. Super cute, super dope. Like I said, it was intricate visuals, and then we get back to Beyonce, who starts singing Love Drought, and she's walking across, we see a long table, and she's walking across it, and I feel like that was kind of a shout out to her sister's album, A Seat at the Table. So she walks across this long table, and all her dancers are kind of like, you know, showing their reverence and respect, and she sits down in this big old chair, and she's singing, and the next thing we know, honey, that chair goes. And then she's back here, and she is singing, and she's, you know, she's giving you vocals, and everybody, you know, you can hear the gasps, and it's like, wow. Just wow. Like, what other artist today is putting surprises in their performance like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, it was amazing. Absolutely amazing. So the chair comes back up, and she, you know, we're hearing some poetry that we heard like in Lemonade from the poet Worston Shires. If you have not heard of Worston Shires, please, y'all, go look her up. Go look her up. She is a great poet. You heard a lot of her poetry throughout the Lemonade film, and you heard it on the Grammy stage, but she has so much more, and it's phenomenal. Great poet. She did, you know, in the whole performance, it was like an ode to womanhood. It was the ode to motherhood and femininity, and it was gorgeous. My cat really, is acting extra, because she knows better. It was a fantastic performance. She did it. She went into one of my favorite tracks off of Lemonade just because of the vocal alone. But it was so raw. Sandcastles. It is such a beautiful song. Both Love Drought and Sandcastles are 2 of my favorite songs off of the Lemonade album because of the lyrics and vocally. Just so encapturing. Absolutely great songs. Also, can we just talk about Jay-Z for a second? I just feel like it's worth the mention that Jay-Z has been such a super supportive husband. Like, he just kind of sits back, holds Blue Ivy at these award shows, and smiles and, you know, be pointing, be like, look, your mama's up there, you know what I'm saying? Super supportive of Beyonce. And yeah, I think that's just dope for him to kind of fall back and let Beyonce have her shine. Former Fifth Harmony member Camila Cabello, she just left her quinceañera in time to make it to the Grammys, apparently, because that dress. That's all I'm gonna say about that. To present Best Country Solo Performance with Thomas Rhett, who was kind of cutie. They presented it to Maren Morris, who I didn't really know much about, but she was serving looks throughout the night. So I was like, okay, I want to look more into Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars is somebody that I always look forward to performing. Anytime I hear Bruno is going to be performing, I look forward to it because he, like Beyonce, is a performer that gives their all and puts so much into their performances, so much thought and, you know, choreography and great vocals. Like, they really go out there and perform, which a lot of people just don't do these days, you know. I swear, Beyonce and Bruno, they come from the old school, though. They come from the cloth of MJ, you know. Where you go out there and you dance and you sing and you give a show. They do that. So Bruno was out there. He was performing one of my favorite songs off of his album, 24 Karat Magic. If you have not heard that album and you love R&B music, if you love old school R&B, if you love 90s R&B music, then you need to hear that new Bruno Mars album. I'm telling you, he brought that sound back so perfectly, so well. Like, it sounds like it could have been made 1992 or something. Like, it's great. It's such a good album. He was performing one of my favorite songs off of it called That's What I Like. He did a fantastic job. I love how his backup singers are kind of like in like a male R&B group with him. I thought that was dope, the kind of vibe that they were kicking. And they even had like a little old school like breakdown moment. He was like, let's break it down for the ladies. So y'all don't think we can break it down? And he like really broke it down. And J-Lo was out there in the audience. She was feeling it, honey. I don't know if y'all caught J-Lo, but J-Lo was like, yes, break it down for me. Totally here for Bruno Mars and his Jodeci vocals. Thought it was dope. It was a really good performance. But like, what else do you expect from greatness, right? Then we had Little Big Town, who I kind of have a thing for her. I low-key stand for Little Big Town, and I didn't realize it until I saw them up there, and I was like super excited because they give you a great vocal and harmony. When I tell you, I love Little Big Town. And they have a beautiful rendition. They were introducing Katy Perry. They have a beautiful rendition of Katy Perry's hit song, Teenage Dream. And then Katy Perry came out there performing her new track called Chained to the Rhythm, which features Skip Marley. I loved her look. She had like the John Lennon, you know, round sunglasses and like a cute like suit number. Thought she looked great. I like the blonde hair on her. Prefer dark hair, but she looked cute. The song, it's a nice little, it's gonna be a cute bop for the radio. But as far as being a track that I really see myself like going up for, and you know, I'm not gonna lie, she creates really catchy music, so it'll probably grow on me. By the time that summer rolls around, I'm probably gonna be singing every single lyric to it. But right now, I'm on the fence with it. Then I set up, the staging was dope. I loved what they did with like the mirrors and, you know, the effects of how they made it look. It was kind of like they were playing with your mind. Skip Marley has really great energy on stage. I think they had really nice chemistry as well. We had a legendary artist, William Bell. He and Gary Clark Jr. did a dope blues performance of William Bell's song Under a Bad Sign. And that was a song that William Bell wrote. He is 77 years old, he's a soul singer, and he had actually won earlier that evening in the ones, you know, some of the awards that aren't televised for Best Americana Album. And Gary Clark Jr. was getting down on that guitar. He was absolutely getting down on the guitar. They presented Best Urban Contemporary Album, aka Best Black Album. That is what urban means. That is white people's, how they pretty much just classify saying black. You know, maybe it's a little bit crass to just say black, maybe it doesn't sound as well. So they say urban, they categorize things as urban opposed to just saying black. Lemonade won for this category. And Beyonce gave a beautiful speech. It was super powerful. She talked about diversity. And I don't know if the people who claim that Beyonce is racist caught Beyonce saying she wants that for children, black, white, Asian, Mexican, whoever. She wants it for all children of color, so or whatever color creed they come from. It was a beautiful speech. It was dope. She had like a golden card up there that she was reading it from. And, you know, I loved it. I'm sure that people are still gonna hate and criticize her for it, because she's Beyonce, so it's just, it comes with the territory, unfortunately. But she looked great. It was a great speech. Loved it. Maren Morris, who won earlier in the night for the Country Award, she performed with Alicia Keys, and she looked, Maren Morris looked amazing. Alicia Keys looked absolutely amazing. They sounded great. I loved their voices together. This was a collaboration that could have been like, what? Why? You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes award shows just throw people together, whether they're presenting or performing. But this was one that it ended up making sense, and I absolutely loved the performance. Apparently they have performed together, you know, on like a duet show on CMT or something like that. I really liked Maren Morris. I like the song, love her voice. The girl can sing. She can absolutely sing. Also, side note, did you know that Alicia Keys is a 15-time Grammy Award winner? Crazy. Adele tributing the late George Michael. She was performing Fast Love, which it's not a song of his that I'm really familiar with. I definitely need to dive into George Michael's catalog because I liked how the song sounded. Apparently they had rearranged it to be like Adele-ified, which is very slow down, piano strings, you know, classic. And it started off a little bit shaky and weak, but you know, sometimes Adele has, you know, hits and she has misses when it comes to live performances. But she was given, you know, you could tell she was giving her best. Sources have said that she was having problems with her in-ears, which I know that it's so hard for people to realize, especially when it comes to Mariah Carey, but if a performer cannot hear themselves when they're up there, it's hard to hit them notes and be on the right key. So she was like, you know what? She stopped the performance. She slipped up a little curse word. She was like, can we stop? Can we stop? I can't have this happen. The same thing that happened last year. Because if you remember last year's Grammy performance, it was also a little shaky. But she stopped the performance. People were cheering her on. She started over. It sounded great. And love Adele. She can't really do any wrong in my heart. Then we had Taraji P. Henson. She was up there. I wasn't really feeling her outfit. Were you guys feeling Taraji's outfit? I wasn't feeling it personally. But Taraji went up there. She presented Best Rap Album to Chance the Rapper for his album, The Coloring Book. It's such a great album. If you are a fan of rap music, you need to hear that album. It's really great. I love all of the elements that Chance really incorporated in it. It was fantastic, innovative, and I'm like, again, just dope to see an independent artist get this type of shine. Like, it was super dope. Then we had Laverne Cox, who came up there. She was kind of giving me like a 90s, maybe early 2000s type of like sexy vixen type of thing with that leather dress with like the cutouts on the side. But she looked great. I thought she looked fantastic. I like the dark hair on her. She has a new show coming out on CBS called Doubt, where she's playing a lawyer, I believe, and she is even in a relationship with a cis hetero man. So that'll be very innovative for TV. So I look forward to seeing her in that. She's a good actress. Laverne Cox came out, she presented Lady Gaga and Metallica, who were doing a performance together. Personally, I'm gonna keep it all the way 100 here. Lady Gaga did better in this performance with Metallica than her halftime performance. The energy was there, the creativity was there, the spirit of just Gaga was there, and I wasn't feeling that. I feel like she held so much back when she did the halftime performance. Like, it was just a cute, like, okay, here's some of my hits type of thing, instead of like Gaga, you know, and I expected a lot more creativity from her, but that's a video that I should have been done. But anyways, I'm not really into metal music like that, so I can't really say that I go up for Metallica, but I thought they did well. There are some rock songs that, you know, I hear and I'm like, okay, I can get down with this. It doesn't feel too demonic or satanic. It's apparently the guy, the lead singer of Metallica, his mic wasn't working, so him and Gaga had to share a mic, and I think he was pissed about that. You know, and some technical difficulty. Then Sturgill Simpson, who was another performer that I wasn't really familiar with, but he has a fantastic voice. He performed with the Dap King Horns, and he's definitely someone that I want to look into his music because he has such a passionate voice. Loved it. And there was a saxophone solo that touched my soul, y'all. I love a saxophone solo. Fun fact, I actually played the saxophone in band back in elementary school. I was terrible at it, absolutely terrible, but you know, I still did it. Now we have to mention the Lifetime Achievement Awards because there was some great Black excellence up in there. We had Tom Bell was presented with one, Shirley Caesar was presented with one, Ahmad Jamal, Charlie Pride, Nina Simone, and Sylvester Sly Stone all received Lifetime Achievement Award. Then we had DNC was on stage with James Corden was on the side looking like he was just like a random member of the band. He had like fake dreads and everything. It was super funny. But DNC is Joe Jonas' band, for those who don't know. They did that Cake by the Ocean song. And they introduced the Bee Gees tribute. Demi Lovato comes out serving 1970s Cher, disco queen, dark lady. She looked fantastic, had a great tan, had the hair straight, and like was she in a jumpsuit or was it a dress? She sparkled. She looked fantastic, and she sounded good too. She performed Staying Alive, and then Tori Kelly, who it seems like instead of them letting her perform her own music, they just kind of be like, hey girl, you wanna come do this tribute? And she's like, all right, sure. So Tori Kelly was singing Tragedy, and then Little Big Town, again, a band after my own heart, who I wish they would have done Emotions, because again, they had the best harmonies in the game. They came out and did How Deep Is Your Love. And then Andra Day came out, another one who needs to be recognized more for her music instead of doing tributes, because her album Cheers to the Fall is one of the best albums that's been released in a very long time. She came out and performed Night Fever, and then they all came together to finish Staying Alive. It was a cute tribute. Then the legendary Celine Dion came out, and her legendary song, My Heart Will Go On from the Titanic soundtrack, was playing as she came out to present Song of the Year, which in my opinion should have went to Formation, but it went to Adele's Hello, and I was like, okay, you know what, I'll settle for it because my girl is going to take Record of the Year, but or not Record of the Year, Album of the Year, but we'll get to that. Solange, who won a Grammy earlier in one of the untelevised awards, which is Best R&B Performance. She won earlier for Cranes in the Sky. She came out there to present a Tribe Called Quest, who did a little medley of their hits. And they had Anderson .Paak was on the drums, and he was singing with them. And again, Anderson .Paak is so extremely talented. If you guys are not familiar with Anderson .Paak, you need to get into it. Okay, I promise you won't be disappointed. Then Busta Rhymes and Consequence came out, and they were coming for President Trump's neck, y'all. Busta Rhymes said, President Agent Orange, you're this, you're that, you brought this out, you brought that out, just, he was coming for him. Then they performed Tribe Called Quest's new song called We the People off their latest album, and it's super politically charged. It's a dope record. The lyrics are powerful. It's a song that everyone needs to hear. Then we had the Prince tribute, which we had The Time out there, and they started off with Jungle Love and then told everyone to get off their ass and dance, and then they went into their hit song The Bird, and Morris Day, and then they still got the moves, y'all, still got them. Then we hear the intro to Let's Go Crazy from Purple Rain, and we see the Prince symbol, and Bruno comes out and serves a classic Prince look with the purple suit and the ruffles. He looked great, head to toe, and he performed Let's Go Crazy. Did a great job, killed the guitar solo. Pentatonix came out. Pentatonix did is an a cappella group who won earlier for their collaboration with Dolly Parton for Jolene. They shouted out Al Jarreau, who passed away, R.I.P., and they performed ABC by the Jackson 5. Then we had Halsey, who is an artist that I hear all the time on the internet, but I have not dived into, really dove into her music yet. But it's somebody that I definitely need to look into. Halsey and a newly dreaded Jason Derulo came out on stage to introduce Chance the Rapper, who had his cousin Nicole up there performing How Great Is Our God, and Francis and the Lights and Tamala Mann and Kirk Franklin. I love the shine that he was giving gospel music as somebody who, I'm not very religious, but I grew up with gospel music, so it's something that's in my heart, it's in my soul, it's in my spirit, and I love to hear it. And I love the shine that he gave to gospel music, because on a platform that is so secular and, really liberal like that, it's not one that, gospel music really gets a shine at, and it should. But it was dope also to see Tamala Mann up there singing her face off, because I've been watching her since I was a child, man. When Tamala was in the Kirk Franklin music videos and his group, and when she was in the Tyler Perry plays growing up playing Cora, so it was super dope. And she had also won some Grammys, or she won a Grammy for, I think, Best Gospel Album or Song. And it was good to see, a gospel choir up there, which is super 90s, to have a whole gospel choir behind you just singing. Then we had the Academy president comes out, Mr. Tommy Chong. Just kidding, y'all. Tommy Chong is not the Academy president, but he looks like him and kind of sounds like him, doesn't he? He gave a great speech about the music industry and unity and blah, 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 whatever. This is kind of the part, the Deborah Lee and the BET Awards. This is the part that we, go get our popcorn or go get something to drink or text our friends, whatever. We're not paying attention. Then they did the In Memoriam. They had John Legend on the piano with a singer who I'm not familiar with. Her name is Cynthia Erivo. And they performed God Only Knows. They did that duet. And also, side note, John Legend is a 10-time Grammy Award winner. I didn't know that. So then we have Tim McGraw and Faith Hill, who come out to present the two biggest awards of the night, which are Record of the Year and Album of the Year. And Faith Hill looked absolutely amazing. And can we just give a shout out to them because they've been married since 1996. That is 20 years, y'all. To be in this business and be married that long, absolutely amazing. I know that they do songs together and tour together. They're the country Jay-Z and Beyonce, even though they were Jay-Z and Beyonce before Jay-Z and Beyonce were a thing. I know. But, so they came out there to present the two biggest awards of the night, Record of the Year, which should have went to work, because that was a record that lasted. Hello did not last. It did not have lasting power, unfortunately. It was super hyped up because this was the return of Adele. Great record. It really was a good record. She sung her face off. The video was dope too. She looked amazing. She sounded amazing, but it wasn't a song that I was hearing all year. Work was a song I was hearing all year last year, so I went to Adele for Hello. Adele went out there. She was like, oh my God, I love you, Beyonce. Always loved you. And then Tim and, and she was like, I want you to be my mom, Beyonce. Cute little moment between them. Then Tim and Faith Hill come back on stage. Faith Hill's like, I actually want you to be my mom, Beyonce. They came back out there to present Album of the Year, which is the big award of the night. And I think a lot of us were sitting here thinking, oh, this is finally it. This is Beyonce's year. She has it in the bag. Lemonade had such a huge impact. And when I think of Album of the Year, that's what I measure it by. the album that had the biggest impact. The Grammys kind of has this thing where, from what I've seen in the past, where they'll award just a random group that isn't popular. You know, they're not popular music like Beck or Arcade Fire or just random people sometimes. So that made me kind of think, okay, well, maybe it's an artistry thing. Maybe they're like really snooty and they, you know, really look really deep into music and they feel like anything that's kind of popular isn't deep enough to be awarded a Grammy. So that's what I thought. And then Taylor Swift came in and snatched two album of the years. And I'm like, okay, so that's not it. And then what is it? You know what I'm saying? So what is it? What are we going off of here when we are saying an album that is album of the year? What are we going on? Because when I think of 25 versus Lemonade, 25 was cute. Again, we were excited. It was Adele's big comeback. But then it came and it went. It dropped off, you know. But Lemonade was the album that Beyonce crafted so well. Nothing leaked from it. We didn't hear anything off of it. She just came again when she felt like coming. She told us all to be in front of our TVs at a specific time. And she presented the whole entire album to us as a film. Super creative. I know she's not the first person to ever do that, but super creative to do in this day and age in music where people just really don't care about the craft and the art and how it's being presented and how the consumer is taking it in anymore. And we sat there and we watched and we were captured in this story about love and heartbreak and blackness and, you know, everything that was in there. And then the album comes out and it's even better because we have all these visuals that we can now match up with each of these songs. And the album didn't really have songs that got a lot of radio play. I heard Sorry on the radio, mainly on urban radio, and I'm trying to think, did anything else maybe? I think I might have heard Love Drought more recently. And Formation did really well. I heard that a lot, but maybe just I think urban radio because I live in like an urban area, you know, I live in a black area. I live in Atlanta, so I mean, of course, I'm going to hear these Beyonce songs. But pop radio doesn't really mess with Beyonce these days for whatever reason, because Beyonce has not had a song itself do well on the charts since Single Ladies. Her albums hit #1. And I wouldn't say that it's a coincidence that Beyonce stopped charting when she started diving more into R&B music. I mean, look at 4. It wasn't really that well received because it was so raw R&B. And then self-titled Beyonce, it was a untraditional release and she didn't really do any like promotion for it. She didn't give radio a single. So I don't know it's a weird relationship between Beyonce and the powers that be, whether that be radio or the Grammys, maybe because she's just a powerful black woman who does her own thing. I don't know what it is, but you know what? It's frustrating that they know that she brings in numbers for them. And they sit here and they make us wait. They make us wait throughout the whole entire show because they know that we're here to see Beyonce. And, you know, they tease us with this performance. She comes out there, she gives a great performance, and then they don't award her. And it's frustrating because this award show has been around for almost 60 years. This was the 59th annual Grammy Awards. So it's almost been around for 60 years. And only 10 black artists have won for Album of the Year. This is the biggest category of the whole show, okay? And only 10 black artists. Hundreds of black artists have performed at this award show. But as far as being awarded, unless it's like in those specific categories, gospel, R&B, and rap, and you know, they don't get the shine that they deserve. The fact that you had Taylor Swift win over Kendrick Lamar for Best Album, that is preposterous. You had Taylor Swift also beat out Kanye West for College Dropout? Come on. And this is not to take anything away from Taylor Swift. Like, I think that she's Taylor Swift. She is a dope songwriter. She can write a song. And she has a decent voice. I like that she's clean cut for the young girls. You know, I mean, she's Taylor Swift. It's not really my taste in music. She was when I was like a teenager and she was still country. But it just is what it is. I just feel like she is mediocre in comparison to her counterparts in this business because she doesn't go up there and give us a great vocal, and she doesn't go up there and give us great choreography. She goes up there and she's cute and she gives us a cute bop, you know, to dance to and to sing along to. And, you know, it's what she does, and that's her. It's great. But as far as her overall artistry up against who she's been up against and who she has beat out, it amazes me. It absolutely amazes me. Adele, she went up there to accept the award and she was like, I can't accept this. Like, Lemonade was so great. It was such a great album. Beyonce, I love you. I love what you represent. I love how you make me feel. I love how you make my Black friends feel. I love it. Lemonade was, you showed us a side of us that we have never seen of you. And it was so well put together and well thought out. And she was like, I just can't accept this. I've loved you since I was 17 years old and you were, not 17, she might have been like 12 or something. I don't know, 11 maybe. But she was like, when you were in Destiny's Child, like, girl. So, yeah, it was like even Adele knew. She knew. And then when she did her press conference afterwards, she was like, and what the hell does Beyonce have to do to win Album of the Year? And I'm sitting here thinking the same thing. And I think what Beyonce needs to do in the future is not submit her music. She needs to not submit her music for Grammys. She needs to not show up to perform for the Grammys because they don't appreciate it. They don't appreciate her. And for them to reduce her to only getting Best Urban Album when she was also nominated for Best Rock Song for Don't Hurt Yourself with Jack White, and she tried to get a nomination for Best Country Song for Daddy's Lessons, but they wouldn't let that happen, you know. So I don't know. The Grammys overall, I don't think it's as much of a race problem as much as they're not hip to the culture and what is popular and what the kids are listening to. These teenagers and young adults are the main consumers of the music, and you're completely ignoring who they're going up for. Yeah, you might be like, oh, well, who do they listen to? They like Chance the Rapper. Okay, we'll throw some things at him. But when you have Macklemore also beating out Kendrick Lamar, it's like, what? Are you guys in tune with really what's going on? Obviously not. And you guys are just giving it to the safe people. You know, a Black woman hasn't won that award since 1999, and it was Lauryn Hill. Like, what? And you're telling me in all of these years, in the 60 years, there has not been enough Black artists that were deserving of it. Like, get out of here. Get out of here. Like, y'all have to do better. Award shows need to do better. The Oscars, the Grammys, they need to do better. I know some people will say, oh, why do we want the white man to validate us? It's not about the white man validating you. It's about equality. If we want equality, then let's have it in all spaces. The Grammys and the Oscars are the highest awards you can get in those fields. It is something that as a child, I'm sure that anybody who's been an aspiring actress or an actor or a singer or a rapper has aspired to go up there and give a speech or to perform at the Grammys. It's the ultimate. And they should have that. They should be awarded at this award show because it's for excellence in music. This doesn't make sense for the lack of diversity. I mean, this is the first Oscars this year where a Black person is nominated in each and every category, and the Oscars have been around way longer. So, you know, it's just, there's no excuse for it. But like I said, I don't think it's a race issue as much as it is just a cultural issue. They're playing it safe with these artists that they might just hear on their top 40 radio, and they need to diversify. If they had more young and more urban people on the committee, yeah, just award shows do better, okay? And that's really all I have to say about that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for being a friend. I love you. I hope that you guys are all doing well out there. Make sure you follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Stairway to Devon. That is DEVEN. Also, you can check out a live show that I do every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern on Periscope. Follow volume_TV to catch that. And check out my blog, stairwaytodevon.wordpress.com. Bye.